Let's talk video games. Alright, so, video games. Very huge thing. I mean, like, technically, it's what kids do these days. Which is kinda sad, because we used to make memories outside and have adventures worth telling to our grandchildren. Video games have ruined this nation. I am still holding this thing, so be gone, ungrateful, evil thing. I don't know why I'm pausing, but I'm making this up as I go, so please excuse me. So, video game time. Let's, go. Yeehaw! So, 1889. Nintendo is founded by some dude, which I did not have the time, well technically I didn't bother to look up his name because I wanted to make this because I have absolutely no idea to do with my time right now, and it's almost 3 a.m. So yeah. This guy just like, oh okay, let's find it, and then what they do is they just like call up their landlords and all that, and their business lawyers and all that. They're just like, hey man, I'm going to send you this despite the fact that despite the fact that Tristan just said call, and I'm going to say that I want to put my company here. So that's what they do. They get a sign, they stick it in the ground, and they're proud. Fast forward to 1947. Basically, scientists make this machine called the cathode ray, I think. I forgot. And they're like, hey, I just made this really expensive machine, and I'm totally not going to use it until 1952. So 1952 rolls around, and BTW, I am not going to mention any more company foundations. I just want to do Nintendo, since it was like, oh wow, it's been around since 1989. That's cool. Off topic. So anyways, in 1952, they released the very first video game, known as OXO. Yeah, you thought it was Pong. Actually, it was not. So, basically this game was tic-tac-toe, to train AI, to test AI. And it works, you know. So then they start making other games for AI purposes, and it's successful in some ways. Now fast forward to the 60s. In the 60s, students who haven't graduated yet from schools start programming video games. This is what I would typically call the early nerd era. Basically, you got Generation 0, the beginning, the nerd era, and then onward. So, anyways, new program, and they make some new games like Space War, which I've never heard of. I just read it one day. It's like, oh, okay, I gotta say that. And they make all kinds of other games, and it starts getting popular. So then, fast forward to 1972, and Atari is founded, and they release well, technically, this is probably around like maybe the 15th video game, but it was the first release to the public video game. You guessed it, Pong. Pong. The game that everyone thinks started the industry. But really, it was just that TikTok. So. Anyways, massive success. So Atari's like, so, what kinds of children are enslaved by this machine that I just created and put it in a pizzeria? What should I do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start making more. So they make Space Invaders and all kinds of stuff. This is known as the arcade era, or the video game movement. And, well, this is known by and it's massive success. We get Pac-Man, we get Space Invaders, we get Pong, which I've already mentioned. We got other games. We got other games. And we got other games. And we got, you get the idea. And so then, Nintendo overseas is struggling. They're trying to figure out what to do next, what to do, because all the previous things they've done didn't grab the attention of their customers. So, they hear about video games. So they call up Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who literally is the creator of majority of Nintendo. So this guy wants to make Popeye, a video game based off of Popeye. But he fails to get the rights of the characters. So he resorts to his own characters. And he creates Jumpman, Donkey Kong, and Lady. These are some interesting names. I'll tell you that. 10 out of 10. 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Yes. Yes. Congratulations. You have just graduated, Shigeru Miyamoto, from naming characters college. What shall you do next? Anyways, back on track. This is a massive success. It's known as Donkey Kong. And this is technically the first appearance of a plumber we all know and love. So, go to 1983. Atari is successful, doing well, and the people who made E.T. are like, hey, let's make a video game to help our sales go up. So what they do is that they make the video game, and the guy who designs it, I think, was the creator of Chuck E. Cheese, who was the creator of Atari. I don't know, I think. Or he was just a viewer, I can't really remember. But he created it, he helped develop it. So, the game is rushed because the people of Hollywood were too busy to wait for testing so their product will be good. You know what I'm getting at. They are just being major a-holes and didn't want to wait. Excuse me. So, anyways, they rush it because they're being jerks, and the game gets released. And a lot of children buy it because E.T., is popular. Well, the parents view their children playing this game because they're parents. Their job is to literally watch them until they move out of the house. And they won't be able to have freedom because they're going to have grandchildren. I am scared to become a dad. Anyways, when they're watching their children play this game, the game glitches and it doesn't work. The dad's all like taking out his pipe and putting up his paper. He's like, huh, Sonny. This is not how 80s parents talked, but still. What's going on with the TV? I don't know, Dad. It's not working. So basically the parents see this as a piece of crap and they just view video games as a whole being that. Just, they don't want to waste their money on it, and it turns players off. So this is known as the infamous-ish event known as the Crash of 1983, or the Great Depression for video game industry. Nobody buys video games, the money drops, people are stressing out, we're like, we gotta feed our families, what are we going to do? And then Shigeru Miyamoto and the Nintendo crew make a game. And it is not Rob, Andrew D. It is not Rob who saves it, because countless people say it is single-handedly Mario. Super Mario Brothers is a sequel to Mario Brothers, but is the original of the entire new series. So, basically, this game is a success. And basically, if you heard this, you can just skip this video. Skip this part. But if you haven't, when it does such new platforming and secrets and story and character setting, it's different from all the past video games. So people like this. I don't know why. I don't know really how it got popular, because people didn't really want to buy it. But we just saw the commercials and we're like, oh, what the heck, And this saves video games. This is why, one of the reasons why Mario is not only the mascot of Nintendo, but the mascot of the entire video game industry. He single-handedly saved video games. And there is a trade. Anyways, basically, if Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1985 didn't exist, video games wouldn't exist. Because they would give up, the developers. And basically what Mario did was that Mario, the game, went out to other developers and other aspiring video game makers and told them to be creative and not do something that other people do. And when you know it, this is what happened. Legend of Zelda, which is still made by Camerman, but you get it. Legend of Zelda, the very first RPG. Metroid. And then you got all these other games. They appear. And you got Pokemon. You got all this. Handheld devices start coming. And then you got mobile games. So anyways, VR, about this point in the 2000s and early 2010s, or maybe even, I don't really know when it starts. But VR is starting to become an idea and starting to be looked at and starting to be developed. Horror games start coming. FNAF is one of them. And the reason I'm mentioning FNAF is that even though it's like another horror game, it was revolutionary for the staple of storytelling for mystery games. Well, with horror games have a mysterious background. And then you got other games such as Undertale, and you got Angry Birds, and you got the Wii and the Wii U. And that's what happens. Now, here we are in 2019. Switch, PS5 is on its way. Xbox is doing their thing. I don't really care about Xbox, so I don't know what they're doing right now. You got all these games. And now, animation companies and movie companies are looking into making movies about our favorite video games. You got Minecraft. You got Mario, Sonic, possibly Call of Duty, Metroid. You got, like, there's this whole floodgate of what could happen. And also they're doing this because not only that video games are popular, it's because Hollywood is dying and are living on a thread that is about to be snapped by evil and out of ideas. And they're like, this is the last resort, going to the nerds. So yeah, that's just basically to sum up the entire timeline of video games. From 1889 to 2019 and onward, we have first economy, then blocky testing. Now we have virtual reality, 3D rigging that looks realistic, talks of movies, and like I said, this is a marvelous that the 20th century happened to exist, which obviously, you know, it would have already existed. Thank God stuff happened, because if we didn't have that, technology and everything would happen. But hey, remember, always stay cool and don't be stupid. And like this video, subscribe if you're interested, and share this video with your fellow video game historian nerds. Thank you, everybody. God bless and good night.